welcome. Grown A Geeks back with another top 5. Today we're going to cover top 5 Westerns.
Yeehaw.
Apparently this one was a difficult category, and it seemed like folks struggled to come up with a list for Westerns. Tony is not a I would say Tony's not a Western fan, but maybe that hat is going to change his mind. I would get my cowboy hat, but we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there.
This is my daughter's.
Okay.
She likes,
I feel bad. Being in Texas, I should have been prepared.
She likes, that word you said was very, very country now. You should prepared.
Prepared. I reckon.
I am a Southern Belle.
I reckon you could have been better prepared for a good old Western hoedown. And
come on, Blanche.
You know,
I can't even.
Doggone Blanche. All right, so.
Oh, we got to curl up the end. That's how we used to wear it back.
Oh yeah, gotta have a curl in it. See, I got a derby. I got a old time. Well, have I showed you all the picture from
moderate?
When you all were
focus.
Here.
We're doing it.
No, I was talking about my hats. And
we about to get into wearing of accessories for the show next.
All the that, you know what? That would be great for those
under
people.
The hat.
That would be great for those people who decide to join us and watch the videos. They can see all the cool antics that are on screen. But for those of you who enjoy our shows via podcast, we'll try to make sure that we are giving you everything in audio. We'll, describe the scenes as it sets. Tony has on this wonderful green cowboy hat, and it's struggling to get it over his headphones and make it sit.
It's actually velvet.
Oh, velvet. Ooh. Got the crushed green velvet. So you need to match a suit with that, pimp. Gotta have that matching suit.
Nah. It don't feel good on my skin.
Gotta get that crushed
I'm a
velvet.
silky satin kind of guy.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
All right. I'll keep that in mind.
Ma'am.
Probably need to
How
know
you
that,
doing, ma'am?
All right. Silky satin it is. All right. So we are doing top 5 Westerns. We've took a nice little break from our top 5 series. We've had an opportunity to talk about a few other things, but tonight we are going to get into all the goodness of our top 5. So let me move this screen off to the side. Look at that. It was just 3 of us on screen. So boom, boom, boom. I'm on the left, Duneshia's in the middle, and Tony is to the right. So if you guys want to set your screens accordingly, that is the order.
You're a what now? I'm on the bottom.
Okay,
right.
So maybe you weren't on the call when we talked about it. You can actually use the hand and move positions around so that you know who is where. And for those who are watching, they're seeing what I'm recording, and I'm just giving the order in case you want to put it in. So if I look over like that, that means I'm looking at Dunesia. I would have to do like that to see you, and that's what it is.
I got it set up now. Thank you. I understood what you were saying.
Okay. Because you sounded like you didn't. I was just making sure.
I was just confirming where people were. You know what?
Cool. Hey.
High noon, player. High noon.
Wow.
But high noon, it'd be hot, middle of the day.
Yeah, I don't like it either. All right. What about like midnight?
How about right when the sun goes down, like early evening, about 6:30. About 6:30.
That doesn't sound threatening at all.
Nah. Are we talking about pre-daylight saving times or post-daylight saving time?
Look at me. I'm dark skinned. I want to do post-daylight savings. I have a shot.
So you can blend in?
If I don't smile, you might not get me.
I'm the only one that's going to stand out. That's what you're trying to say.
I mean, if that's how you took it. All right, so let's go ahead, get in. Since I'm on the left, I think it's been maybe 3 shows since I started the list, so I will start a list today.
Okay.
We are doing top 5 Westerns. And I will get this pulled up. Got that. Boom, boom. So, as I was going through the list, I was trying to think of like Westerns. I almost feel like there's not a lot of, I can't say a lot of good Westerns, but a lot of the better Westerns were older movies. There hasn't really been a lot of recent Westerns. So I'm not a huge fan of black and white. I mean, of course, there's times where it's just like that particular movie is black and white, so be it. But I am going to start us off just a little bit back, just to kind of set the pace for the movies. This one comes out 1988. It is probably going to be on your list. Initially, initially was not rated extremely high on the tomato meter, only got a 41%. Audience score,
Yep, that's
however,
it.
was a 76. It is an early ensemble cast, and it's got a lot of great people in it. Starting off with Mr.
Emilio.
Mr. Winning himself, Charlie Sheen, along with his brother Emilio Estevez. We've got Lou Diamond Phillips and Kiefer Sullivan. All of these people are in this movie. We've got Jack Palance is in the movie. And it's pretty cool that Billy the Kid was played by Emilio Estevez. This movie is, of course, Young Guns. That is the movie that I am starting off with tonight. This was a Brat Pack style Western in the 80s, and anybody who was a fan of all of the Brat Pack movies,
it was Western version of Breakfast Club.
basically, you know.
Pretty much.
So,
That's what it
I
was.
love like they were just cowhands and then we're just gonna go kill people.
right. Like, how do we make this kind of transition? Well, how do you go from, but a lot of that had to do with, of course, Billy the Kid. And, you know, it's kind of great. You got Emilio Estevez, actual brother to Charlie Sheen, which isn't like, you know, that's a well-known fact, so I'm not bringing you any real trivia with that. But Lou Diamond Phillips in one of his better roles. He's kind of, I don't know, it seems like he's spotty around, hit and miss with a lot of things. Dermot Mulroney, you know, he was in it, and that was another good early cast from him. I don't know the other guy that was part of that main group there, Casey Sazemeko. I'm sure he's done some other stuff and been in a lot of great movies. I can't think of one offhand to say like, oh yeah, outside of, you know, him being in Young Guns. But this is just one of the better cowboy movies in my opinion. I like that it did have.
I like that one.
I like that it did have the big group cast, and that wasn't something that was very common. It was, I mean, at that time, like in that period in the '80s, the Brat Pack period, you had all of these young stars starring together in these movies, and that was the way things were done. But then there was a whole period where like that didn't happen, and it was a big deal if you had more than one celebrity in a movie. You know, you might get two. But now we're coming around, and of course, as we get into some of the more recent movies, they started getting back to ensemble casts, as Ocean's 11s, The Avengers, things like that. But yeah, Young Guns, good time. Had a sequel, Young Guns 2, not as good, but still an enjoyable movie.
Not good. It's not good. Not as good. Not good.
I wouldn't say it's not good. I mean, it's a Western, so you know.
Yeah,
But this is
Westerns
definitely
like
definitely not as strong in any fashion as Young Guns. Like watch Young Guns, stop there, and be good. So
Yeah.
that is my first pick, and I will put a mark by that so that I can indicate I spoke on it.
And you took one of these, so bully for you.
Which I mean, I knew it was bound to happen. I'm not surprised.
Listen,
I don't have a
the
strong
reason
one.
we all have the movies, because we're all going to end up picking. I really thought to myself, like, I probably need to have 15 movies on here so that, because I know 5 of them are gone.
This is the one time we all just don't have a gigantic list.
It's not a lot to choose from, in my opinion, that were good Westerns, you know, or like,
Yeah.
Well,
that make
considering
my
that
top
some
5.
of us, considering that some of us don't watch Westerns like that.
Nope. If I got to do horror, you got to do Westerns. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and grab, no, I'm just, let's just pick you up now. Do Western. Give me some. But we'll go in order, and Miss Dunesia, she will be next. Let me get
Ma'am.
one of your picks.
How you doing, ma'am?
I'm pretty good, sir.
All right, all right.
Okay, this came out in 1993.
Damn it.
4% Rotten Tomatoes, 94% audience score.
I might well just take this off.
Ensemble cast. To me, when
Yeah.
I think about Westerns, this was the very first movie to pop in my mind. I guess more almost like a gangster Western movie to me, if you will, in its Tombstone.
Yeah, hold on. Let me mark that off.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now I got to figure something else.
I mean, well, I figured somebody was going to have this on your list. How
You know
could
what? In fairness,
Val Kilmer actually being a real actor? Like, come on.
Pre-surgery
that was,
Val Kilmer.
without a doubt, one of his best roles.
Yes.
Period.
I'll be your
Doc
Huckleberry.
Holliday.
Right? I'll be your Huckleberry.
But I want to give a lot of props to Kurt Russell
Yes, as Wyatt Earp. Yep.
because that man was just downright frightening in that movie.
Yeah.
And he
And
had some
Sam
great
Elliott
lines.
was in the movie. Like, it was a great cast of people. Kurt Russell.
And
All right.
Tombstone is without a doubt one of the great westerns. That's probably going to be on any and everybody's top 5 when you talk about westerns.
I'm gonna take
So-
back my ma'am because you took my.
Good pick on that. Yep. See, Denisha took one of yours, so bully to her.
I was about to say, we'll just keep going.
Wait a minute. I gave you props. How you gonna give her props? That's going against what I just did.
No, she took one of yours, so I'm just giving everybody their props.
So now you need to take one of Sam's. We'll just.
It won't be hard. He's gonna get the
Yeah.
next one.
This top 5 is going to end up just legit being we have 5 movies all together.
I guarantee you, I'm not taking one of Sam's. I guarantee it. That's garbage. Is it my turn? Am I doing it now?
It is up to you, Tony. What you
Yes,
got?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, it's on you, Tony.
All right. So
1956.
no. I'm staying recent to try to take y'all. I'm gonna keep the older ones back so y'all hopefully forget about them. Like I said, I really don't do westerns, so my list is pretty small. But this one I kind of liked. Came out in 1992, 96 on Rotten Tomatoes, 93 audience score. It had Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, and Morgan Freeman in it, just to name a few. And I liked it because I am a whiskey drinker, and it was in the town of Big Whiskey, Wyoming. So the movie is Unforgiven.
We all got it
If
coming.
there's ever a reason to like a movie, it's because the town it's based in.
That's right. That's the only reason I like it. But
You know what? That was
on you.
actually the very first movie that made my list. The moment we said westerns, Unforgiven.
It's one of
Unforgiven
my
got
all-time-
written down
yeah.
before Tombstone got written down.
So I took one of yours.
You took one of my. You took the top pick on my list. That was the very first movie.
Bully
Bully
for
to
me.
you. Yes, Bully to you. Unforgiven. William Money. What's really like that one I was prepared to talk about just in case. I was ready for that one.
Can we talk about Little Bill Daggett?
Right. Like, let me tell you, there's so much good about that movie. And that's one of the things about that movie that really stands out is how not commercialized, but everybody talks about the Wild Wild West. And, we have this idea that the West was just so like two guys would walk out in the street for absolutely no reason. It'd be a gun battle and that you were always on guard. And this movie was one of those movies that showed you that things weren't always what they seemed because they didn't have the type of technology and information didn't pass the same way. William Money is actually hired to avenge this woman who it was reported to him that she had been mutilated, that her eyes had been gouged out. And they just really wrote up this horror story, like just this awful, awful thing. He gets there and she's got a cut on her face. And even he's looking at her like equal parts disgust and, like he's pleased to find out that it's not as bad. But they went and they hired what they thought was like the worst of the worst. This man's trying to turn his life around and he's trying to put the gun down kind of thing. And sure enough, he's can't get away from that kind of life. And that's what people expect. And it just goes to show you how back at that time, things really were just kind of blown out of proportion. And it wasn't the way everybody thought it was. Now, don't think that there wasn't some violence in that movie. It's some violence in that movie because William Money walk around with a double barrel. Yeah. And it's some people getting blasted. And Morgan Freeman, great supporting role in that movie. Like you said, you've got Gene Hackman, great role in that movie. And Gene Hackman actually like plays a great bad guy, even though he wasn't really the villain in the movie, but he was kind of the bad guy.
Could we call him a bad guy or we just call him an antagonist?
Definitely an antagonist. And that's what I'm saying. Like he's not the bad guy, but he wasn't a good person in the movie. You
Yeah.
know, he was supposed to be the law, and he was like, just whatever happens, happens, as long as he get
Well,
his cut.
we already know how people become the law back then. They would just kill the sheriff,
and
and now they're the
Right.
sheriff.
pick up the badge and put it
Yep.
on. And if you couldn't challenge the sheriff, then guess what? That was going to be your sheriff. So, all right, Unforgiven, great pick, great pick.
And
That was
one
my.
of the things I remember about that movie is how long it was. It was a long movie.
It was.
It was a long movie.
So are
It
y'all gonna be upset
wasn't
with
a
me if I
bad
tell
movie,
you
but I just remember.
if I tell you that was my only western? I mean,
That
yeah,
was the
that's my
only
only.
one you legitimately like. That
Yeah,
was your
no,
pick.
yeah, that was really my pick right there. I got a
Okay.
couple other ones that I'm sure you've seen, but I mean, I got one or two. Like I got another one I know that I've seen that I like, and I got another one that I've seen. But after that,
I
I'm
mean,
throwing shit to the
admittedly,
wall.
it literally sounds like you're having the same struggle with westerns that I had with horror.
Yeah, pretty much,
Mhm.
And I kind of
if
had to
not
go
worse.
through the list of horror movies and was like, oh, you know what? I have seen that. Oh, I have seen
That's
that.
exactly what I did.
And
I
if I
said, damn,
felt good
I
about
haven't
it,
seen
you
that.
know, if it was like, you know what, I did kind of like that movie too. Okay, that's going to make my list. That was
Yeah.
how I made my horror
Yep.
list. So,
Well, that's what I'm doing.
all right,
Thank you.
cool. Well, I will. I'm okay with that. Whatever
In
it
fact, y'all
takes.
should just let me name all of mine.
Nope, because
No.
I need my
Okay, go
other
ahead.
two. I need the other ones on my list. But
Oh,
since we're talking about Gene Hackman
you son of a.
playing the villain,
That's the only one I had. That's the other one. Buster. I know what it is.
hey, great, great performance from Russell Crowe.
God damn it, I hate you.
Great performance from Leonardo DiCaprio as the
Oh,
kid.
that was my next
Oh
one.
yeah.
You freaking and Sharon Stone.
The Quick and the Dead.
I didn't
Look,
even think about that one.
That
first of all,
is such
When I think about westerns, that didn't even.
a fantastic Western
that
movie.
movie
That's
was
a great
great.
movie.
That movie was great. Young
That's a
Leo,
great movie.
it had everything in there. Everything. I
Yeah.
like the ace. We just came in with Gene. We were like, that wasn't you, that was me. Papa. I was like, oh shit, for real? All
Now-
right, get in your face.
What's crazy about this movie, it only got a 59 tomato meter and only a 53 audience score. And it's one of those things where I think, I don't know, maybe people had a hard time believing Sharon Stone in this action-esque
I mean,
movie.
can
I
we
can
say
see
that
that.
that wasn't her best acting
No.
performance?
Not,
Do you see me? I can.
like it's, you see what I picked, the reason
I mean,
that people probably weren't
Think
feeling
about. I think one of the worst scenes when she was running in the rain and shooting. That was- that's not how that works. She ran out of bullets and she kept shooting. I was like, your gun shouldn't be firing. Well, how do you still have bullets?
it.
Something
Now, I
ain't
will
right.
say, anybody
Nope.
could have filled in that role for her, and I feel like
Mhm.
it would have been the same movie. Sharon
Oh.
Stone has had a handful of like mega hits, and I feel
And
like
a whole bunch of duds.
the rest have all been duds. And
Whole
I hate
bunch.
that this one technically has to fall into the dud category because the supporting cast of this movie made this movie. Leonardo
Yep.
DiCaprio, Russell Crowe, Gene Hackman. Russell
Don't
Crowe as
forget.
Court, the preacher, and Leonardo as the kid being well, it's been
Oh, he
way
was cocky. He was so cocky.
it's been way than enough time for anybody to have seen this, so I'm not even going to throw out a spoiler alert for that.
Don't
But, like,
forget,
him
Jigsaw
being-
was in it too. Tobin Bell was in it.
yes,
Mm.
and this is just
I think I have that.
a really good movie. And you know what? Special nod. This is a Sam Raimi movie,
Mm-hmm.
and that to me is just one of the things that really helped. It's got the whole basis is a quick draw tournament. Sharon
Yep.
Stone wants to get revenge on the town's sheriff, and you know she has
Harrod, which is
Harrod.
Gene Hackman.
She has a personal vendetta against him. So time passes. Nobody kind of knows who she is and whatnot. She decides to enter this tournament. She's kind of learned to shoot along the way. Chaos ensues. I mean, there's some great gun battles in this movie. Like
And
every
Gene
one of the
Hackman
little-
is the guy that we talked about. He runs the town. That's his town. Unless you can beat Gene in a gunfight, and he had some killers on his side too.
Oh yeah, he
Mhm.
definitely had some hitters.
He wasn't playing. They were all over their town.
And anybody that's really a fan of the quick draw, the entire movie is kind of set around a quick draw. So
Yep.
it's very enjoyable for that reason. And like I said, it's the town. Since we're talking about cool town names, it's the town of Redemption, which
It's not better than Big Whiskey.
It's not better than Big Whiskey, but it's very
Big Whiskey.
fitting for the movie, and I think
It is.
that was very appropriate. So for me, that's my number 2, Quick and the Dead.
So you just paid me back for taking one of yours.
Oh no, I'm sure we're all going to be bullying each other.
That's
This
what
whole
I said.
thing.
I think we're just gonna keep.
We literally probably would just do a overall top 10 and leave it at that. So we'll go till we run out.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm out. I got one more that I'm gonna just throw out there just because.
Actually, if Denisha doesn't take it on this one, we'll let you bow out and you can moderate after that. All right,
She ain't
Denisha,
gonna
let's get you a
take it.
second.
Okay.
God
Came out
damn
in
it,
2016.
Nope.
Okay.
Yay, you're still in the game. Another ensemble cast movie, another gangster western, if you will. We
Oh, wait a minute.
got knives, we got bow and arrows, Denzel Washington, Magnificent Seven.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about the 60?
1960 because that was my other one.
Oh, well, you can still have that then because I have.
No.
She has the
No.
remake.
I haven't
You have
seen
the
it. I
original.
haven't seen the 19.
Okay, so who you have? Okay. Well, in the 1960 version, you had Yul Brynner, Steve McQueen, Charles Bronson, Eli Wallace. I'm missing somebody. Robert Vaughn. It was somebody else. Who am I missing? He played Chico. Oh, I can't remember his name. Horst Bush. I can't say it anyway. It's Bushaloff. B-U-C. It's some foreign name. I can't say it. But he played
Gotcha.
Chico. Yeah. All right. Well,
We'll count them both.
We're gonna just put that down.
And it's so funny because one of the main things I remember about not necessarily even just the movie, it's just all the memes that came out with Denzel Washington because people didn't know he was filming that movie and he had his mustache cut like that and all the memes that.
Oh yeah, that was.
But yeah, but it was a decent watch. It was 64% tomato meter, 72% audience score. I mean,
I
nothing,
can't even say I watched it.
nothing
That
too
one-
crazy.
That
but
one was
it
really
good.
enjoyable, and Chris Pratt had a really good, really good showing in that. Ethan Hawke. I'm actually a really big Ethan Hawke fan.
Ethan Hawke was
And-
really good in that movie.
Right, I thought
sure.
he was fantastic in that movie.
Okay.
I think
Vincent
they did a good
D'Onofrio.
job though that every character you were excited to see them fight. Like
Yeah.
you weren't just waiting on Denzel. Like Chris Pratt, was cute and playful and
Billy Rocks was really cool with the little metal darts he pulled out his
Mhm.
hair, and he was getting ready to do the quick draw, and the guy's like, he basically threw a tuna knife, you know what I'm saying, and before the guy was able to fire with the gun, stuff like that just kind of really adds to it, and that was definitely one of the more enjoyable, despite the ratings. It did better than some of the other ones on my list, so I'm not gonna knock it at all.
yeah, I noticed that too, like with Western and even
Because
some of the
it's a very specific genre. It's hard
Yeah.
to incorporate a lot of stuff to it. All right, Tony, do you want to cover Magnificent Seven, the original, or do you have anything else?
I got another one.
All right.
I mean, it's not really a Western. It's more of a spoof, but since I really don't have shit.
Let me take it. You know what? I'm going to give you that one. It's on my list.
if you
Okay.
take my spoof, how would you take my spoof?
Because you took a version of mine. So
Go
But
ahead.
you know what's funny? I feel like you've used that. Continue.
No.
Go ahead.
I haven't used this one. I used another one of his movies.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll let you know if it's the one. 'Cause you're saying spoof.
Damn it, I did use it. Fuck a duck. All right, so I can't use this one.
You can't, but Denisha is still
You
good
can.
for you.
No, I can't. but you
Westerns is still very tough, so go ahead. Throw it out there.
can. No, fuck that. I'm gonna go a different way.
No, I thought you were talking about another one, so that means you don't have mine, so you can do that.
No, I do have yours. I can't use it because I used it on another list. That's what we
If you
already
use it
discussed.
on another list, it's not mine. That's what I'm telling you.
No, because this is what it falls. It falls as Western and a comedy.
Okay. Well, maybe the people listening haven't listened to our comedy.
No, I'm gonna go to the last one that I truly have.
All right.
Okay.
1966. That's right. I had to go way
You almost
back.
have to. Like, don't feel bad. You almost have to.
Yeah, you do.
It's got again Clint Eastwood, who was pretty much known for westerns
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, and Eli Wallach was in it also. It got a 97 for Rotten Tomatoes and the audience score. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
That was on my
That
We
list.
didn't do that one. Yeah. I was like, I'm not doing that one.
was that on both of y'all's list. Just can I feel happy that it was?
It wasn't on mine. I thought about it, but I knew.
She skipped that one knowing someone would pick it.
I'm like, no.
I put it
That's
on my
fine.
list just in case I was able to get to it before somebody else did.
So yeah, well, I'm glad I took it because now I'm just moderating. So it basically went on during this was set during the Civil War in the South, well, Southwest. Clint came in and he teamed up with Eli, you know, and they basically turned into bandits to get some money, which is basically what most people in the West did. They robbed people because that's the only way you could really get fast money. And they went out. I think they went out and got to the army to find some money was buried. That's what they was out there looking for in the middle of the desert. I believe so. And that's basically all I have because I don't do westerns. So
It's a good list, though.
Definitely wasn't a bad list.
Yeah.
I you know, because everything that you have on your list, I had on my list.
Mm-hmm.
So I will give you that right down to.
I'm so useless.
So I like that list. I like the. Okay, so it is back on me.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give y'all time limits. You get 2 minutes to talk about your movies at most.
All right. Since I feel very confident Dunesia has this one on her list, and I started to skip it just because I was like, you know what? I haven't used that one. I could use it. I'll leave that one for her. I'm going to go to this one here.
Go. I'm timing you.
Quentin Tarantino is a fantastic director, and as much
Yeah.
as he irritates me, he makes really good movies.
Yes, he
And
does.
I enjoy them. And this is one of those times where I'm really able to separate the movie, the art from the artist. And this is a hard watch sometimes. It's a good watch, but it's really weird how hard this one is. But it is 87% tomato meter, 91 audience score. Django Unchained. Jamie Foxx was fantastic.
Haven't seen it.
It's a hard watch, but it's so good.
Oh my God, Samuel Jackson in that movie.
You really want
He
something bad
wasn't
to
supposed
happen.
to be funny.
Right. See, and it's almost one of those things where it's like, it almost feels like it has to be deadpan at some points in the movie because there's like no way you can do this and keep a straight face. But Christopher Waltz. Yeah, we got Biggie Smalls in the Western movie.
baby.
Christopher Waltz, or Christoph
Christoph.
Waltz, is such a like. His character alone, I want a spinoff of just him being a bounty hunter.
Yes.
The stuff that he does, he opens the movie, he walks in, and he's like, I need you to call the marshal. Not the sheriff. Make sure you call the marshal. Everything in this movie is fantastic. Leonardo DiCaprio, almost didn't want to like him after the movie, but I'm going to give him a pass because he acted
Oh,
his
that
ass
was
off.
hard. That's how you know he did well. And then when you find out the scene where he hit the table and it wasn't supposed to do that, when he cut his hand and he kept going. And that's one of those movies too. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Screenplayed, where they show what was written and how the scene actually played out. Oh my goodness, that phenomenal movie.
Right
Really,
down to they went
really
back
hard to watch.
and after he cut his hand, when they did the cut take on that, the smearing of the blood, they added that in that was because when I first saw that and first heard that, I was like, he actually cut his hand. I was like, how did Kerry Washington
I
deal with
watched. I was
that?
like, did he cut his hand?
And I was like, that's some good editing right there. But
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, that is
Sorry,
a fantastic
prolonged
movie. Django Unchained. It's a hard watch, but it's a good watch. Just,
Yeah.
Go in and don't let the way you feel about Calvin Candy. I like the way it
The
ends.
scene with the mask,
I like
with the
way it
clan
ends.
riding out with the mask, and Jonah Hill. Oh God, hilarious.
It is such a good movie.
okay. Denisha, what's yours?
I'm sorry. Okay, since we're talking, definitely this movie is absolutely ridiculous. Like, if you watched it, you watched it. If you didn't, you didn't. It's fine. Nobody probably should even watch it because I knew it was going to be absolutely ridiculous. But only 33% on the tomato meter, 41% audience score.
Why do you do this?
Because I don't care. I don't care.
She likes what she likes.
I like what I like. A Million Ways to Die in the West.
That is such a fantastic movie.
It is so ridiculous, and I love it so much. I love it so much.
That is
Oh,
like,
ridiculous.
yes. 1,000 Ways to Die.
How
Like,
he makes fun of Westerns. Hilarious.
so first of all, like, this is Seth MacFarlane. Let's clarify that part. So a lot of people don't really, I don't know, like, his humor is very unique to start with. You're talking, Family Guy, American Dad, that guy. So you take him, live action, and let him do what it is he does. And he makes the same kind of jokes that he would normally make.
I was about to say, it's a movie version of Family Guy. And even they took some of the jokes that they had in Family Guy, like about, oh God, what, Liam Neeson
Yeah.
being in a Western. They had that joke in Family Guy, which is how he ended up in the movie. It was one of the cuts, like, this is harder than Liam Neeson trying to get a Western accent or something like that. So they thought it'd be funny to.
Yeah, a million ways to die in the West, and Charlize Theron. You've got Neil Patrick Harris. So I mean, honestly, the cast is in place,
Yeah.
and if it weren't for it being Seth MacFarlane's style humor, I think it would have gone over a lot better. And I think honestly, I almost go as far as to say if it wasn't his name attached to it, it probably would have done very, very well.
There wasn't a need for him to be the main character. He didn't have to be in the movie. There was no need for that. But it to me, like I said, I knew the movie was ridiculous. I knew what I was going to watch, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And Sarah Silverman's character in that movie, prostitute that's saving herself for marriage, just
Giovanni Ribisi. Can we get more Giovanni Ribisi? He needs to be back in movies. Like, where's he been? I need him to come hang out some more. But yeah, I really enjoyed that movie as well. It is just silly and corny.
it's ridiculous.
But it is so funny, and I did enjoy it. So I give you a pass on that one, despite what everybody else got to say about it.
Have not seen it.
It's fun.
I get the feeling you gonna say that every time
I'm
we
not
say a
even
Western
gonna,
because
this is not one of those
I-
things that I'm like, you have to even see it. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I understand. That's fine.
Okay, I think I might have another one, but
Okay,
I don't know if it's classified as a Western, but is set in the West somewhat.
now you immediately make me go into a Die Hard conversation. So you got to ask yourself, is this a Western?
I think yes.
Okay. It has to meet the requirements of being a Western. Just like
Okay,
a certain movie would have to meet the requirements of being a Christmas movie, it would have to meet the requirements of being a Western. So is it in fact a Western, Tony?
If that's a Christmas movie, this is a damn Western.
Then let me hear about your Western.
oh God.
Then let me hear about your Western.
It was a 93 on Rotten Tomatoes, an 86 audience score. Came out in 2007.
Okay, not none of mine.
Had Tommy Lee Jones, Josh
Big
Brolin,
Big
Woody
head.
Harrelson, and Javier Bardem.
What movie is that?
No Country for Old Men.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's a Western. They had cowboy hats. They always in the West. Yep,
I was
it's a
about to
Western.
say, yeah, it's not a Western in the sense of a highly showdown.
It's not a shoot 'em up Western. It's a Western.
So you're going more like location esque. Gotcha.
Hey, if I could have Christmas in the beginning of a movie and make it a Christmas movie, then just because they in Texas, it's a Western. Because that's all that's in Texas. Steers and queers. That's all that's in Texas. That's what they told us in boot camp.
Thank you for your service.
What's wrong, Sam? You're not gonna give it to me? Because I'm really
give it to him. Let it go.
I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel. Come on. It's about a sheriff who breaks up a drug ring and he finds all this money and then he gets hunted by technically a man who is a live action Two-Face because he's flipping a coin, deciding what people's outcome is. You know you want to do it. You know I'm right. You know I'm right.
I really don't want to make that a Western though. Like,
okay, so what? But it's a Western.
I'm like,
it's not 1960s. I'm a sheriff running the town, but it's still a Western.
In the context and seeing like even the fact that he's a sheriff, I'm like, okay, because it is more. You know what? If he was a cattle hand, a ranch hand, if there were any cowboys, so to speak, I would probably.
The cowboys walking around. They all got on 10-gallon hats. Cowboys.
Okay, then you know what? You know what? We will never have to have another conversation about Die Hard. I'm gonna just go there with it.
I'm not going to accept Die Hard. I don't care.
Then this is not a Western.
You said
this is a crime. This is drama. This is thriller. This is mystery. This is suspense. What it's not is a Western.
All that falls under Western.
You know what, folks? I need you all to chime in on this one because I am saying that No Country for Old Men is not a Western. So please, please, please leave a comment below in support of Tony allowing this to be a Western. I'm going to say no. I don't think it's a Western. I like it, but
it's listen, on Google, it says No Country for Old Men is a 2007 American neo-Western crime thriller film.
Neo-Western.
I don't care. It's got Western in bold. I don't know what font that is, but it's bold. It's bolded.
Okay, I tell you what. I will see what. Let's see. No.
Let's go to the Wikipedia.
Not Wikipedia. I will look and see what Internet Movie Database has to say about it. If they list it as a Western, cool. And
it says post-Western archetype. Yep. It's a Western.
Well, like I said, we'll let people chime in and see what they think. Are you indifferent? Are you a no like Sam?
What does it say, Sam? What does it say?
Plot keywords: Sheriff, Texas, cold-blooded murder, desert.
So Western.
I'm like,
Thank you, D.
Okay, so would Breaking Bad be a Western?
How?
Everything I just said is Breaking Bad. All of the criteria that would make No Country for Old Men. Cold-blooded murder, desert. You got the police in this case, you know what I'm saying? Because they're right there in Nevada, you're going to be talking about the Nevada Sheriff's Department.
I just want to know what your search came up for because you said you were going to search to see if it said it. I just want to know what it said because apparently it said it and you don't want to admit it and just give it to me for my, third movie. Knowing I'm over here struggling.
You got your 3. All right. I mean, we'll let the fans chime in on that. And if they go for it, they go for it.
Apparently, you said it was a Western, but all right.
So I guess Like, even if it said spaghetti western, what's a contemporary western? I just
As long the word Western is in it. Western.
all
I
right,
don't know what a
Checking the
neo.
box.
I don't know what a neo Western is though. That's something I gotta look up.
you got it. It's apparently it's a western, so you got it. All right, moving back to real westerns.
My
First of
last
all,
movie was by Seth MacFarlane.
you mean traditional Western?
Real westerns.
Okay, here no, a neo-western is a subgenre of the western that adapts its character settings and themes and transplants them with the contemporary sensibilities. Ha! Right there, player.
Okay, whatever that means.
All
Go
right,
ahead, Sam.
so he got No Country for Old Men. Good job on getting 3 movies out of a category you don't like at all. I think I came up with a whole list when we had to do horror, and I said right from the beginning,
You
I
also
don't like
had help.
horror.
You got help. Somebody in your household likes horror,
That don't mean I watch it with her. She watched most of it by herself.
and you got to do say, "Hey,
You got
baby,
a computer, you got Google. Just like you Googled that movie, you could have found 5. Moving on,
you know
my
what?
next
It's
pick
on.
is going to
It's
be
on.
my
You
next
talk. I'm
pick.
not even paying attention no more. I'm about to
Go
find
ahead.
you 2 more.
We're looking at top 5 westerns, and this was one that I'm going to add to my list. It was originally listed earlier in, I believe, the comedy category, but since it is without a doubt a
It
western, I'm going to
is a
save
western.
it for my western. And this
It is
one,
a western.
Blazing Saddles.
It is a western. That is a
That
western.
is a hilarious movie.
But you must tell them you better have thick skin because it's some stuff in here.
Well, more
It's that
importantly, for the time that movie came out, it was a
it
different
was,
world.
yeah, it was
And
ridiculous.
because it was a different world, they were able to tell jokes that, it wasn't the same type of politically correct humor that we have now, where you have to make sure everything is okayed. And, the rating system was different then as well. Like, you could get away with doing a lot more and saying things. And, certain terms, certain phrases were just normal phrases. But I promise you, if you can watch the Django Unchained, there's
You can watch.
no problem with you watching Blazing Saddles. And on top of that, Blazing Saddles is funny.
It is definitely a comedy.
And 1974, Blazing Saddles, Cleavon Little, Gene Wilder had an 88 tomato meter, 91 audience score. And that is a true spoof of westerns. Like, everything they do in this movie is just over the top, and it is hilarious. Just go see this. Add this to your repertoire. This is something you need to see. Just period. I don't even have to talk about it, or better yet, go back and listen to our top 5 comedy, and we could hear all about it there. Again, that's top 5 comedy. Grown A Geeks. Find us on YouTube or any of your preferred streaming services. You can find the podcast. All right. Now that little
I will
pitch.
say that was the one that was on my list, the comedy one.
And admittedly, that one
That's-
I would take that one as your third pick over.
But I can't.
Your
I
neo
can't
western.
use it.
I get
I
that.
can't use it because I did it in
get that.
comedy.
I get that. I am simply saying I would have accepted personally.
Well, too bad. The internet has spoken. It's a western.
So be it. All right, Dunesia, what is your next pick?
Okay, so my number 4 is an actual western. I know it is because it
So
has.
this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna boil down to, huh?
No, I'm. That's more of a jab to Sam, like, cause I don't want to hear nothing. This is a western. It's got Clint Eastwood in it. That's all I have to say. So check the box. It's a western. Clint Eastwood. Yep. Came out in 1976. 90% audience. 90% Rotten Tomatoes. 92% audience score. I don't think it gets any more western than your family being murdered and you joining Confederate Army and go on and kill people. It's the Outlaw Josie Wells. Great film.
And honestly, just Clint Eastwood made the Western genre for me. What's really funny is, like, if I was really going to get help with this, I probably would have contacted my mom. She loves Westerns, and it does not matter. If it is cowboys, period, she has it on TV. And she watches all of those TV shows all of the old timey TV shows, but I think she has seen every Clint Eastwood cowboy movie out there. I was actually thinking you were going to say another one for a moment, but we got the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Probably the other one I have on my
Okay,
list.
then I'll leave that one for you because it's on my
No,
list
I
as well.
meant it's an alternate, so you can.
Okay, no. I've still got. Oh, whew! I got one left. Good thing we down to 5. We made it. We made it. But yeah, I like The Outlaw Josie Wells. That is a really good movie. And honestly, anytime you talk about westerns, you almost can't go wrong with Clint Eastwood. And you do really, really well for that. He's such a good, and I mean, like, we started off with him in Unforgiven. We picked him up again in The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. We have to come back to him in The Outlaw Josie Wells. So
Because he just has that grit about him.
he does. And
Before he lost his mind.
he
Yeah.
makes.
Yeah, before he started talking to chairs and.
But you know what? Shout out for $1 Million Baby on that. Okay. Tony, you got another one? You sticking with us?
Hold on, player. I think I seen one of these.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this one.
You about to take my last one. Go ahead.
I doubt it. Came out in 2007.
Okay, no.
89% on Rotten Tomatoes. 86% audience score.
Yeah, you took my last one.
Oh,
Got Russell Crowe, Christian Bale, Peter Fonda's in it. Your
oh
boy.
yeah.
Say it with me, Sam.
310 to Yuma.
Yeah.
I forgot all about this one.
That was a good movie.
So
That was my number 3. That was literally the third one I wrote down. Unforgiven,
trying to
Quick
see-
and the Dead, 310 to Yuma.
good. So I'm literally I got one more, but I haven't seen it. Well, I got 2 more. I haven't seen them, but I know of them. But 310 to Yuma is another good true Western that checks all the boxes. That way we don't have to ask nobody.
Fantastic Western movie.
Would you like to talk about it since I stole it from you?
I'm guessing since you not
I made
100%
it.
on it, you don't remember, but yes, it was a fantastic.
Well, I
movie.
know
it's a
it
remake from an older movie, and
Right.
I've actually seen the other one as well.
Because
And
Russell Crowe was an
basically,
outlaw
Russell Crowe was the outlaw, and what they're
and he
doing
got
is
captured.
he did finally
Right.
get captured. Christian Bale is actually just a ranch owner, and what they have to do is they have to get this outlaw. They got to get him turned into the marshals. In order to get him turned into the marshals, he has to be put on this train and transported.
Right.
So
Right, and then they got to escort him.
right, they have to escort him through there. And of course, anytime a big gangster criminal gets caught, what's going to happen? His boys are going to come break him out. So
They're
Christian
supposed
Bale,
to.
right? Christian Bale is having to look over his shoulder the entire way, and just some of the conversations that were had in that movie, like Russell Crowe. That's another one of those, like, the dialogue in that movie was fantastic, and just like, even even criminals love their mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, yeah, that was definitely one of the ones that was gonna make the cut no matter what. And Ben Foster, Peter Fonda, Christian Bale, Russell Crowe, great movie. So good
Yeah,
call on that
great
one.
cast.
Good call on that one. There you go. See, look at you redeeming yourself with good picks and stuff. Okay, so now I have to go with the only actual other alternate. We have literally listed every movie on my list. Thank God I had this one, because I figured I was going to get to say 310 to Yuma. But if we had actually all picked, like, if Tony had a full list like he normally does, I wouldn't have this one.
You wouldn't have one pick.
Well, no, because I would have been able to look. I done watched some movies now. Don't get it wrong. I could pull some out.
Westerns.
Probably.
Yeah, type it like, all right, I forgot the name.
No. I'd have to get the score information up for it because I don't have the score information.
It's 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Go ahead, get the other one right. 'Cause, look, I was trying to wait and save that little part since we was talking so heavy about Clint Eastwood.
93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
No, it's a 92 Rotten Tomatoes, 73% audience score.
It's got Clint Eastwood.
It's another Clint Eastwood movie.
I want you to know it's right there. It's
Yes.
right there.
Yes.
It's right there.
It is literally when we were talking about all of the different Clint Eastwood movies. I had to catch myself because I was like, we started and we're gonna end. Oh wait, did nobody say it yet? Nope, there we go. And
Yep.
I like when you said 310, I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and take that one off. Let me get this up because I knew it was there. So hang 'em high.
Hang on,
Clint
baby.
Eastwood. That is my number 5. We're gonna close this out. For
That was
me,
my last one.
I made it through. My 5 was on the list. Okay, cool. But actually, I do have some honorable mentions, some other ones that I would have come up with if it really came down to it. But yeah, Hang 'em High is one of those. It's a really good revenge tale, and we had talked one time how revenge movies make for great movies, and there's a lot of action in this one, and I think that's one of the reasons so many people actually do like this movie. It is Sergio Leone, Clint Eastwood. It is a classic movie, and there's really nothing else you got to say. Like, hang 'em high. It's going to stand the test. It's going to hold up, and it's always going to be considered a great movie. So you have the marshal offer him a job, when they ask him hey, be the marshal here, and he's actually trying not to. They actually tried to kill him, thinking he did something he didn't do. So then he decides that he's going to go back and get revenge on those people and, goes and takes everybody down, bringing everybody to justice there. So it's great revenge story. Clint Eastwood. You want to see a Western, it's probably going to have Clint Eastwood. So
Especially in that time frame.
Right.
That's what he did. That's what he did.
That and Dirty Harry were what made him famous.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dunesia, let's get your number 5.
Okay. I guess it's only right I end on a Clint Eastwood movie. I haven't,
Right.
but this one I'm more familiar with anyway. It came out the year I was born, 1985. 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, 83% audience score, which is surprising. Clint Eastwood, like I said, as a preacher, protecting this small town. It is a lovely movie called Pale Rider.
Yeah.
Another Clint Eastwood
I mean,
classic.
okay.
That's
movie.
And it is very difficult to talk about Westerns and not just kind of focus on. We could probably do
With John Wayne and
top-
stuff, but
I ain't watch all them.
Fuck John
I'm
Wayne.
not even gonna
that's what
lie.
I'm saying. I'm not a
and
John
pretend
Wayne fan.
Like I
so.
watched all of those.
Oh, I got one. Go ahead.
It's on you.
I'm done.
That's like if you
Your
got a
number
number 5, throw it out there.
Hold on. Let me get the scores on it real quick. Uno momento. Love. It's
I only
stupid,
have one alternate at this point, which is hilarious. Like,
Oh,
We
this
normally
is
have
so-
like 3 and 4 each. So
Yeah, but this is so stupid, and it was just a bad movie.
and you want to put that down as your top 5. You want to represent that one.
First of all, if she could have a 30%, so can I.
But she liked her movie.
I don't care.
Did you like your
I
movie?
don't like having an empty list. I need to have, how you bowling and you don't like to have that open frame. Right now, I have open frame.
I will stand by every movie I said.
I'll stand by it. I don't care. I'll say Thelma and Louise and stand by it right now.
yeah.
I'll make it a Western somehow.
It
Clearly.
ended in the desert. There was a gun. Brad Pitt did have a cowboy hat on.
He did.
I'm saying we can talk about it. Never mind.
We could talk about it.
All right.
We can
This
make
one
it
came-
work.
Shh.
I'm
It came out 2013. 30% on Rotten Tomato, which it deserved. 51% audience score only because people like one of the main characters, one of the actors in the movie, the Lone Ranger.
Oh God!
With Johnny Depp.
If I could just close my life, you know what?
That movie was so bad. It was so bad. Oh, that movie
I'm
was
gonna tell you
horrible.
what actually made that movie bad.
It was horrible. Everything.
No. Army Hammer was actually good in
He was
his role.
pretty good in that movie.
Johnny Depp actually
Johnny Depp
ruined
was
that movie.
ridiculous.
He
And it's
was
not even
an
his
Indian.
fault.
He was an Indian.
That
It
is
was
what
horrible.
that
He was
movie
like
makes
what
a
he
mockery.
thought an Indian
Right.
should be.
Right. And the thing is, it's not like there's not Indian actors.
This man walked around with a crow on his head.
It literally, you know what? I think they
You know what? You need to
that
mute
his-
Tony. That was stupid.
First of all, I finished my
believe-
top 5, so don't hate on me.
I
Damn it.
believe I'm not writing that down for your list, but I believe that they wanted to get the same. That's like falls under the Disney umbrella, and they wanted to have the same lightning strike that they got with Pirates of the Caribbean. And when Johnny Depp does what Johnny Depp does, and he comes in dressed up the way he comes dressed up for a set or for a film, they thought they were going to get an Indian version of Captain Jack Sparrow out of Tonto. And that was not the case. And
First of all,
honestly,
that-
it is such a mockery made to Native Americans. And even if we just, like for the time period, for the movie sake, for the Indians, you got a whole tribe of actual Indians in the damn movie. Why wasn't one of them Tonto?
Any one of them could be Tonto.
I would have been okay with Johnny Depp having. Well, he wouldn't have done better than Armie Hammer as a Lone Ranger, but just okay. Moving on.
First of all,
Done. Honorable mentions.
can we say that portrayal of Tonto was worse than his portrayal of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
I
There
like
was
his
something
weird.
cute about him and Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
First of all, no.
his interaction with the kids.
No.
I like the creepy.
What I
aspect.
hated most about that movie was the Oompa Loompas being the same guy.
Yeah, having the one actor and all those different just
Like that was,
recuts.
and then I was looking at him. He was so weird. Like
that felt lazy.
yeah.
They just re-CGI'd everything. But no, I think Johnny Depp and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is a much better portrayal than him as Tonto.
That's
Yes.
what I was saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying this one was better. This one was worse than Charlie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Sure.
there was a unique, enjoyable aspect to his turn as Willy Wonka, like just that
No,
psycho,
was Charlie, not
creepy
Willy. No, not Charlie.
Willy Wonka.
He was Charlie, not Willie. He was Charlie. He was Charlie. Damn that. I'm not saying he was Willy Wonka ever.
Okay, I'm like,
I was like, what?
did you not
No.
see this movie? Like,
No.
and you got me
No.
thinking, like, wait a minute, no, he was Wonka in the movie. What are you talking about?
No.
Me and Sam were like, no.
Fuck that.
Anyway,
Fuck
all right.
that.
So this is adult
Alternates.
Charlie. All right, we're moving on. Alternates.
That's adult Charlie. It's finding child Charlie.
There you go. So Grandpa Joe not there anymore. All right.
Nah.
So the only other Shanghai Noon was an alternate for me. Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson.
Okay.
It's a very silly comedy, but it really does come through as it's got the action part, but only because it's got Jackie Chan in it. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's Owen Wilson being Owen Wilson.
Yeah, I mean he's just everything about like
It's the same thing.
he's very much him. But this one it's actually it's pretty funny. Like I will say, and most importantly, Lucy Liu. That's what made me remember Lucy Liu. But yeah, that was one that I would put down as an alternate. And I feel like there might have been one or two of the others. Like you said, the Magnificent Seven, and of course the Magnificent Seven originals. So both of those.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
And I really thought about that one. Like I did, but I was just like, eh.
That's another that's not a Western.
No. That one actually is absolutely a Western. It's just it's been so long since I've seen it. It's just one of those. I know it's
I was
supposed to
about
be
to
a
say those
classic
are one of
movie.
that's one of those movies I know I've seen, but I can't just like.
Yeah, I can't remember. I just know it because I've heard the story so much.
All right. So, Tanisha, any alternates or what was the alternate that you didn't get to?
Well, I actually had two.
Oh, okay.
Back to the Future 3.
Right. Thought about that, but I felt like we covered Back to the Future in one of the series, so I didn't.
We did
We
Back to the
did, but I
Future,
didn't know if
not
we did
three.
all of them.
Okay.
I didn't
right.
think we did all of them.
Okay. No,
I
and
think-
that's fair.
Well, I think that when we did Back to the Future, we said we was taking the entire
but
franchise.
she didn't say it, so she's cleared.
I didn't.
Just
And my
like-
other one is actually it was a movie. It came out came out in 1994 with Mel Gibson and Jodie Foster. It was called Maverick. Seen that when he was
The
a
card,
yeah.
casino player.
Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, the car movie.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty good.
I still didn't see it.
Now, we can't talk about. Oh, Tony, did you any others that you can think up real quick or anything?
You want me to make up something?
No. Okay. No, I didn't want to ignore you and go into my comments. I didn't want to be rude. That was what that was.
Billy Wang and the Six Sorcerers. What? You want me to just start to make up?
Well, actually, no. There's one other movie that I feel just if we're
Hold
talking.
on. Let me look at my list.
Actually, no. I got you
Nope.
right here. I got you right here. You can't really like it. It deserves a moment of discussion, whether you like it or not. As a Western movie, 1999, Will Smith.
Don't do
You
it.
shut the hell up.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm about to.
No.
between you-
Wait. I am not saying let's put this on the list of top 5. I said it deserves a conversation.
It is a Western movie, though.
If it is just something that we can rip
It
apart
is
for
a
a few
Western
moments,
movie.
Wild Wild West.
Wild Wild West.
That
And
movie
let me
was so
tell you,
bad. Oh my god.
even the premise of the movie is not
bad.
bad. It is
everything-
it is the way the movie comes out because
That big ass robotic
Kevin
spider.
Branagh, right? Like I mean, they just went too far. You know what I'm saying? Like everything they
Big
did,
steam engine spider. That's how we.
you know. And
That's- what was-
it's actually a shame because you have
Don't
Kevin
forget
Kline.
the song.
Oh, I mean, the video was the only good thing that came from it. Like that music video was the only good thing. That and Salma Hayek, you know. And honestly, I'm gonna
Yes,
say Kenneth
yes.
Branagh.
Selma Hayek for sure.
Kenneth Branagh,
Oh yes, it's all that.
he was good. Kevin Kline, I was kind of like, eh. I didn't really have any like positive
like-
He
or
was
negative.
absolutely forgettable.
And they couldn't even play off each other like, you know.
And that's
It was so weird.
If
And
like
that's
Gene
why it fell
Hackman,
flat.
think about Gene Hackman and Richard Pryor could play off each other
Gene Wilder.
no matter what. Gene Wilder, you know what I'm saying? They just played off each other. It was just pure chemistry. Abbott and Costello, pure chemistry. These two,
Honestly, he did really well with Tommy Lee Jones.
I was
Yes.
just about to say.
But it just there was
They
nothing
had the right
there
kind of energy. That was
with
weird.
him and Kevin Kline. And I don't know if Kevin Kline was just showing up for the paycheck because Will was on fire and didn't need to do this movie. And the fact that he did this movie, shame on him.
Wow, wow, West.
and was proud of it. He was proud of this.
No, he was as proud as he had to be in order to get his
Fulfill
check.
his contract obligations to do promo.
Right, exactly. That's how proud of it he was because we ain't talked about it since. And
Yeah.
outside of ripping it apart today in moments like this, and that's the only reason I say it needs an honorable mention. Not because it was good, not because it was fantastic, just because
That
if you're talking about
that-
westerns, let me just go
That-
back and be like, what the hell were they thinking? We did not.
that
need
would
that
be
movie.
that would be a dishonorable mention.
Then dishonorable
Yes, it is.
mention. It
That's
is.
a dishonor. That movie was just shit.
And with that, we can end all of this.
Yes,
Yeah,
we're good on westerns. So
Good job to end the show like that.
that was
That was horrible.
We are good on westerns there. Why are there flashing lights? Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, we thank you for joining us as we go over westerns, go through our top 5. Struggle as we did to come up with top 5s, because western was. I don't even. What movie actually got us saying we should do westerns at a category? Because like now
It
that
was
I
I-
don't
D.
know.
It was D. She brought it up. It's her fault.
I did.
no,
You did.
I know.
Because I looked at you like, why would you do that? And then we was like, all right.
Okay, well, you know what? And I think initially
But it's good for us to stretch.
it is, make and look at you,
If
Tony. You actually created a whole new genre of movie tonight. Neo contemporary western. Look at that.
I didn't create that, Google created that.
But you know what? You have enlightened me, and I was not aware that that was a category. So now I'm going to find what other movies fall into that
I
category.
didn't even know it was a
to
category.
justify that exists, and it is, and see how I can make myself be at peace with that. So kudos for that. You've
This is gonna bother you.
expanded me. It's gonna bother the hell out of me, and
bother.
I have to find another movie in that category. If it's the only movie in that category, that's gonna piss me off even more. I'm just saying. But nonetheless, great job, team. We came up with a ton of movies, and just a quick recap, of course.
Ooh,
for me-
Brokeback Mountain is considered a neo-western.
You
I
said
can see that.
you said
Okay, stop talking.
Brokeback Mountain.
Mountain is considered a neo.
Them was
Googled
Cowboys.
neo-western.
I'ma just say, them was Cowboys.
I'm just saying.
They was wrangling.
They was riding bare. Anyway, okay, moving on.
Okay.
So we got. Okay, so for my you brought it up.
You
That's
did.
on you.
No.
That
I
is
brought
on
up the
you, Tony.
movie.
That
I
is
brought
on
up the
you.
movies. YouTube shenanigans. Y'all need Jesus, and
Look,
you need to pray. Say
everybody-
like 15 Hail Marys.
Everybody
Swallow some
knows.
holy water.
Everybody knows.
Don't be mad when we rise to the occasion.
Everybody knows what comes with that movie.
I rebuke y'all.
Okay, so going down, just a quick recap for the movies here. For top 5 westerns, I had Young Guns, Quick and the Dead, Django Unchained, Blazing Saddles, and we had not High Noon, Hang 'em
Hey,
High.
Okay.
what about Desperado?
Stop bringing up movies.
This is what happens when I do
Moderator.
stuff. This is what I do stuff. I remember stuff. Could it be a western?
I feel like that's one of those, like, no, because it takes place in the desert doesn't instinctively make it a western. That would be
Once upon a time in Mexico.
closer.
That's better than Desperado if I was choosing.
First of all,
Yeah,
it's not
Not
No,
better,
not
a
in terms of movie.
I meant better as
that is
as a
more
choice.
accurate as being. Yeah, I'm with you there. I was thinking the same
Hold on,
thing.
Flo.
No,
Hold
no,
on.
not better as a movie. That's not-
Okay.
See,
Carry
this
on.
is why I'll wrap this up.
All right, so Dunesia, her list was Tombstone, Magnificent Seven, A Million Ways to Die in the West, The Outlaw Josie Wales, and Pale Rider. Tony actually came through with a list here, and he had Unforgiven, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, No Country for Old Men, 310 to Yuma, and what did you pick for your last one? Because I didn't write it down for real.
Lone Ranger.
Oh yeah, because I didn't write that down. But he had Lone Ranger for. Although the movie just felt long as hell. Like, when will this be over?
It was long.
So,
Oh, that movie was horrible.
all right. Well, we thank you for having joined us, and tune in next time where we go through martial arts, hiya, and we will go through that list. That one should be a little bit easier because if nothing else, I can literally just wing that one if I had to. I've got my list, but we'll
I got a
come
couple
back.
on that one.
So check back with us. We hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to find us on Facebook under Grown A Geeks. We're also on YouTube where you might be watching this video. Be sure to check us out on whatever streaming service you prefer. You can listen to the podcast starting at Anchor FM, the easiest way to promote your own podcast. We thank you for listening. We are Grown A Geeks, and we are out of here. Peace.
Holla.